Hey parents, thank you for taking some time to watch this video today, and we're sharing about all of our summer mission trips through videos this year, and specifically in this video we're going to talk about our Costa Rica mission trip. We're heading back. This is our 4th year in Costa Rica. We're really excited about it. It's become a very great partnership that we've had. This trip this year is running from June 29th, which is a Sunday, through the following Sunday of July 6th. It's for anyone who's currently in 9th through 12th grade. And so this trip is kind of expensive. It's $1,900. And that trip cost covers everything on that trip. Their airline, their transportation, all of that stuff. So I know it's expensive, but it does cover all those things. And we will show your student and teach your student a little bit about how to fundraise, how to send out letters so that people can donate to their trip. So don't feel overwhelmed. Don't let the money be the thing that keeps your student from applying. Let it be a conversation. We'd love to work with your student as they fundraise for these trips this summer. Our partners for this trip are Melanie and Jim Wilson, who are kind of our CCC supported missionaries, but then also a fellow Costa Rican. His name is Pastor Hugo. He's there on the ground, and kind of collectively they run a ministry called Sonrisas Con Esperanza, which really just means smiles with hope, where they serve the kind of impoverished population of Guarari there in the city of San Jose. And so it's a partnership we've had for several years now. It's a partnership our church has had for more than a decade, and so we're excited about sending a team back down. How does your student get on this trip? They're going to need to apply. And when we say apply, it genuinely is an application. So anytime between January 1st and February 2nd, your student can click the link on our church website. They can click the link in our Instagram bio, or if you have one of these info packets digitally, there's also a clickable link there. It will send them to a place called managedmissions.com where they'll fill out an application, answer a few questions. We know that there are limited spots on this trip, and so we're going to wait until after February 2nd when all those applications have come in. We'll look through the team and kind of formulate a team that fits, that will help serve Melanie and Jim and Pastor Hugo well. And then after February 2nd, you'll get an email talking about whether or not your student was approved, whether there's another trip that there's space on, or if maybe this is just not the year for them to be able to go on a mission trip. But I just encourage them to apply for those things. Unique thing about this trip, just so you know, Costa Rica is an international country, and so your student will need to get a passport. That's something they can go ahead and be working on. Those are kind of time-consuming processes these days. They also may need to receive some vaccines. I would just encourage you to reach out to your family doctor about what vaccines they would encourage for a trip to Costa Rica. Your student is obviously committing to go on the trip if they're doing this application. And you know the dates for that, June 29th through July 6th. But they're also committing to participate and attend 4 pre-trip meetings. The dates for those are March 2nd, April 13th, May 4th, and June 1st. Those are mandatory, 100% required meetings for your student to attend. They are 1:30 to 3:30 right here in the Ridge, a Sunday afternoon. And so I want you to look at your calendar ahead of time. If you realize that your student can't attend the pre-trip meetings or can't attend the trip, then that obviously kicks them out of applying to go on the trip, because that is something that is a significant commitment. During those pre-trip meetings, we will do all the preparation that we need so that we are ready to go to Costa Rica and prepared fully to do missions work there. On June 22nd, just a week before the trip departs, we're going to send out an email with a bunch of other intentional detail. In the past, that's been an in-person parent meeting, but we listened to some feedback from you guys, and it was requested that, hey, we just send that stuff out in an email instead of requiring it to be another meeting that you have to attend. And so that's on June 22nd. You'll get an email with all the details for the week, specifically flight times, travel stuff, all the details you'll need and will be wondering about for the week. Costa Rica is a beautiful place. I've been able to go on a few of these trips, and it is absolutely stunning. It's a great country. They are very welcoming to Americans. You can actually use U.S. American dollars there pretty much anywhere. And so it's a great, easy international trip for students to step into. We're going to San Jose. It's a big city. We'll be staying there at kind of a hotel and then traveling into Guarari each day to do ministry work. So overwhelmingly, Costa Rica is a very safe place for Americans to travel and a very safe place for students to go on mission trips like this. Obviously, when we're serving in Guarari, it's a little less safe, but it's something that our trip leaders, we take very seriously, and we take a lot of precautions to make sure that this is a safe, fun trip for students. when we get there, and even in the planning, we want to go very open-handed. We want to look at the ministry partner and say, hey, listen, we want to encourage you, we love you, we care about you, and we want to make ministry as effective as possible for you who are there every day of the year in Costa Rica. And so we want to go in and do whatever we can to serve them and help them. Most often, they're asking us to do some kind of vacation Bible school or Bible camp, but then there are times where we do a construction project, where we're painting or we're doing something like that, or we're delivering food to families. And so we just want to go in and we want to serve them, and so we do that very open-handedly. But a typical day will look something like this. Students will wake up pretty early. We eat breakfast there at the hotel. They'll spend some time studying the Word that morning on their own. Then around 9 a.m. we'll hop on a bus. We'll head into Guarari. We'll do ministry work there. We'll eat lunch on the ministry site. We'll spend some time there in the afternoon as well. We'll head back to the hotel. Students will have a little bit of free time, but they'll also be cooking dinner. So we'll split them into teams. It's kind of an outdoor kitchen that we utilize there, where they'll cook dinner together. We'll eat together as a team. It's always a ton of fun. And then we will also spend some time every night during team time, which is where we will spend some time talking about the Bible study that we did that morning, spending some time in worship, doing some verbal affirmation across the circle, and then also evaluating, seeing how we can improve on and have a better team and more effective the next day. You know, there's a lot of things that happen on these trips, and honestly, Costa Rica is very special to my heart. It's a place where I've seen students just, their lives be overwhelmingly transformed for Jesus. But two things I think we always see, or pretty consistently see in students' lives, is one, they will be intentionally and intensely following Jesus all week. They'll be in the Word, they'll be serving Him as the hands and feet. They will be spending a lot of intentional time walking closely with Him, and I think that will be evidenced by the way that they live their lives when they come back from these trips. But they'll also be challenged in their ability to lead. They're leading within their team, but they're also stepping out of their comfort zone, having evangelistic conversations, doing things that are just not normal for them in the ways that they're leading and serving. And so we've always been able to see students come back from these trips who have grown in very practical ways in their ability to lead and serve back here in Moore County once they return. Listen, I know there's a lot of information. This info packet will be sent out for you as well, so that you can see those things and have more details about them. I want you to know I'm available. If you have questions about this trip, you can reach out to me. I'd love to set up a time to meet with you or talk with you on the phone if you have specific questions. There's also an info meeting here at our church for all of the mission trips that we're doing in 2025. And so that's on January 26th after Sunday services here in the Ridge, if you want to have an in-person connection point to hear about all of the mission trips that our church is doing. But yeah, I would just encourage you guys, look at your calendar, make sure that this date and this pre-trip meetings are something your student can commit to, and then also put those applications in. We'd love to see them apply. We'd love to build out this team and continue to see this partnership in Costa Rica flourish. Thanks so much, and look forward to seeing those applications come through soon.